Previously on Nautical Twins, we crushed it, wrapping up an epic service on the pneumatic maneuvering systems of a massive gas carrier ship. After all that hard work, we scored a well-earned day off and set sail to explore the legendary 50-gun war frigate from 1843, Dom Fernando II and Gloria, a proud icon of the Portuguese Navy. Now, we're diving headfirst into another thrilling adventure aboard a colossal gas and ammonia carrier ship, tackling a marathon 4-day maintenance mission. With the job done, we're rewarded with some sweet downtime, and we're headed to a world-renowned and iconic house and museum of the José Maria da Fonseca wines. Get ready to be blown away as we uncover nearly 2 centuries of jaw-dropping wine craftsmanship and trailblazing innovation in the wine world. Plus, we'll sip and savor some incredible wines that will leave your taste buds buzzing. So, buckle up and join us for another unforgettable Nautical Twins adventure.
Alright, let's go again. One more trip.
If you're new here, welcome. We are João Luís, twin brothers and service engineers, hitting engine rooms worldwide to inspect and service the pneumatic maneuvering systems on the main engine. Hold on to your hats because we're charging full speed into an electrifying mission at the Lisnave Shipyard in Setúbal, Portugal. We're boarding a 15-year-old titan of a ship powered by the colossal Hyundai MAN BMW 5S50MC-C8 engine. This is no ordinary job. It's a heart-pounding race to inspect, service, and or replace 54 components in just 4 action-packed days. We're absolutely stoked to tackle this beast. Day 1 explodes into action. We dive headfirst into the VIT actuators, dismantling them with razor-sharp precision and giving them the rockstar service they deserve. Hours zip by in a frenzy of tools and pure mechanical adrenaline. Talk about a rush.
Lunchtime. Take a break now. It's been a very productive morning, so later.
We take a quick breather to refuel, then boom, we're back, tearing into the distributor valve group, remote control console, remote control assembly valve group, and air reduction panel with unstoppable focus. Every bolt and valve is handled like a masterpiece.
First day over.
Day 1 wraps with a surge of pride, productive, successful, and ready to dominate again.
I think we came here for this one. It's locked now, maybe. No?
Good, well.
Day 2 hits like a lightning bolt. We're back with a vengeance, overhauling a mountain of components like the pros we are.
Okay, second day on the ship. And we take a small coffee break. Been given a nice espresso coffee. Including lunch. My friends here on the ship. John, how do you your coffee? It's a bit, tastes a little chocolatey. A little chocolate. Very good. Nice coffee. Okay, time to go. Thank you very much for the coffee.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
After a swift, coffee-fueled pit stop, we're reassembling with flair, watching the ship roar back into life under our hands. The results? Pure magic.
End of the second
Time
day.
to go, second day. As the sun sets on day 2, we're buzzing with excitement, heading off for some well-earned rest. We're halfway through our assignment and we will resume tomorrow early in the morning. However, for the purpose of YouTube magic, we've decided to show you what we did on one of our days off. So the Nautical Twins today are in Azeitão and we're about to visit a very famous and old wine producer in this region, known for their Moscatel wines, dessert wines. It's a beautiful museum just behind us. So join us today, that should be fun. At the end of the tour, there will be a bit of a wine tasting, so looking forward to that. Randy as well, good morning.
Good morning.
Are you ready to go wine tasting?
Let's go wine tasting.
João Luís de Fonseca, in the district of Setúbal. Here we come. All right, let's have some fun. We dove into an epic adventure at the José Maria da Fonseca House and Museum in Azeitão. We started with some free-spirited exploration, soaking in the historic vibes of this 19th century manor, with its jaw-dropping facade and lush gardens. Then our guide Philippe led us on a thrilling group tour, taking us on a high-energy journey through nearly 200 years of winemaking history.
This winery is founded in 1834. We're going to present at this museum house the next cellar and the two aging cellars of the two most iconic wines produced by this company since the beginning. One of which is called Periquita. It's a red wine. Produced since 1850 approximately. It's the first red wine produced in Portugal. And the second one is Moscatel of Setúbal, which is a fortified wine, so it's a wine that is mixed with brandy. It's very well known and very appreciated by the people of this region of the country. Okay, we are at the south of Lisbon. This is called the Peninsula of Setúbal, this region. So the history of the family starts here with José Maria da Fonseca. He's presented in this portrait. He was born in 1804, further north in the country, and he was the founder of this company when he was 30 years of age. He decided to bring a lot of innovative techniques to this region of the country for the production of the wines. That helped a lot on the innovations that the country implemented ever since. He also established this business as a family business at the beginning, something that we could maintain until nowadays. This is why we have here family tree. You can see this family tree over here that has the names of every single generation from the first, so from his generation, José Maria de Fonseca and Maria Augusta Soares Franco, as you can see here in this first section, and then his kids and grandkids, they are all represented over here because at least one of the members of the family played an important role all throughout the generations, working in the development of the business of the wines and working in this company. Which means that, again, we are a family business since 1834, celebrating this year 191 years of existence. Wow. Over here we have these three machines. They were brought from France in 1850, and they were responsible for different purposes, each one of them I'm going to explain. Just so you know, they were, we were the first company, this company was the first one to possess this equipment in Portugal. We can think that to the eyes of nowadays, of course, it's an old equipment, but for 1850 it was quite something, and it was something very innovative for the time. Okay, this first machine over here would fill 4 bottles at once, 240 within 1 hour. The second one was to put the cork on the top, and the third one there was to put a capsule of aluminium on the top of the cork in order to guarantee to the customer that everything that we were producing was authentic. We were not adulterating the process, and we were certainly not adulterating the wine as well, and we were selling something authentic. This was important to guarantee to the customer, to establish a difference, and to guarantee that we were a trustworthy company. Okay, if you're interested, you could go there to that first shelf where you see one of our oldest bottles that still has the capsule of aluminium on the top. So in fact, we are at a cellar that is called Return Journey, Torna Viagem. In English it means return journey, because these wines, the wines that we see around us, all of these bottles, all of these, not bottles, excuse me, barrels, they are full of wine, okay? And they were transported once to distant countries such as Brazil or Argentina, and brought back to the country with improved quality. We know now that these wines, when they are submitted to certain storms overseas, when they are submitted to oscillations, physical oscillations, temperature oscillations, and also the salt from the waves and the sea, in this case the Atlantic Ocean, we know that it makes the wines to improve. Okay, they become better. These wines specifically, we're talking about Moscatel of Setúbal, so it's a fortified type of wine. Eventually, to the majority of these type of wines, if we submit them to these kind of processes, they will improve. Okay, we know this nowadays. We didn't know this in the 19th century, of course, so it was something that was found by instance when we made this journey, mainly to Brazil, to export the barrels of wine, barrels equal to these that we see all across the room, especially these small ones, okay? The trips used to take approximately 1.5 months. The captains of the ships that were responsible for the transportation and the sellings, of course, that they were trying to sell everything that they were taking with themselves once they arrived to Brazil. But some of the times when it was not possible to sell everything, they used to bring the ones that they could not sell, they used to bring them back to the country. And these were the ones that were tested and verified after having been through several storms overseas on the way to go to Brazil and to come back to the country. And they were tested, and this was when they verified that the wine had improved. Okay? So it was a fantastic discovery at the 19th century, which allowed us to repeat these journeys from the year 2000 in order to guarantee that we would always have a sample of these wines to our winery, and in order to proceed to new scientific investigations, since we were having more technology already at the 20th century, and of course more knowledge also about the wines. Okay, so the first journey of the modern times took place at the year 2000 from Lisbon to Brazil, United States, and back to Lisbon, this circuit that we see over here. But this was just the first one of the modern times, because then at the year 2000 we established a partnership with the Portuguese Navy, allowing us this way to make several different trips all throughout the years, because we don't possess a fleet of our own, of course, as you can imagine. We have a winery, so this way we could transport the wine, submit them to the same conditions that they were submitted inevitably in the 19th century, and make them to come back with it. Here we are in front of what was once the family home of José Maria de Fonseca. This used to be their place. So in fact the family lived over here until at least until 1970s, which means that several different generations lived over here. Nowadays we don't have anyone else living exactly over here. We use this, of course, as you can see, as a museum. We have the centenarian wine cellars that we are going to see right after, and we make guided visits, and we also enjoy the gardens for promoting events such as marriages, baptisms. We also make, for example, parties for anniversaries.
We explored the ancient cellars Adega da Mata, Adega dos Tiares Novos, and Adega dos Tiares Velhos, where the air was thick with the intoxicating scent of periquita and centuries-old Moscatels.
Time for tasting now. You ready for taste some wine?
Let's go and taste something. I mean,
Yes, my throat's a little dry, as we normally say here. See what the fuss is about.
The tour wrapped with a dazzling wine tasting, leaving us buzzing with the flavors of Portugal's finest. It was a day off that hit all the right vibes: history, flavor, and pure excitement. And that's a wrap for this episode of Nautical Twins. We're signing off for now, but we are beyond grateful for you joining us on this wild ride. Tune in next week when we storm back to the ship to finish this epic job with a bang. Until then, stay well, and thank you so much for watching.
got our goodies.
Got our vitamins. Johnny, let's go. Well, that concludes our visit to José Maria da Fonseca in Azeitão, district of Setúbal. That was amazing, fascinating. Highly recommended if you're in town. Take some time off and come and visit this beautiful place. Some very unique wines to be had. It will not disappoint you.